brother. Trick. Pa pou a wete ba moun flè la yo mange a kite la vie. Apprecier ça yo ka fait ko yo a parmi nous jodi. Là c'est mauvais valet pied non nous ka crucifier mon évi. Faut nous connaître pour meilleur c'est pour nous tout ça bénéfice. For all the wonders you done for us all, spreading the culture all over the world. For all the good things that you done for God, that's what it is.
Good morning, Dominique. Good morning, Eastern Caribbean. Welcome. Nous avons des spécial bonjour pour tout le monde, à tout la Dominique et aux Antilles. C'est un grand plaisir. Nous avons bienvenue, Creole Heartbeat, pour notre vendredi matin, messieurs, mesdames. Et par bon compliment, Digicel, as we celebrate 17 years in Dominica. It's anniversary time at Digicel. And we are proud to be the great sponsors of Creole Heartbeat. And Creole Heartbeat is the front row seat into the culture of Dominica. And we have been having discussions with various artists. And we felt it was very important to hear from the young people today. And today we have a rhythm master, a guy who have done so much in terms of the rhythms you have been hearing. And he's also a DJ Taffy. And the Ridge across the bridge. He made something special recently. That's like my film song. It has a nice, a nice gospel feel to it. But he'll tell us all about himself and what really actually, turns him on musically and also DJ Taffy. Good morning to you guys. Good morning, bonjour.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, morning. What's up, Alex?
I'm safe. I'm cooked and curry. What about you, DJ Taffy?
Everything crisp.
The grandson of Jose. Vanetta Toussaint, your mom.
Yeah, man, straight big up one time.
Respect. And you were known as the rhythm master guy who have been doing quite a bit of the rhythms. We'll talk to you a while. And then Ridge across the bridge. No newcomer to the scene. Has been around for some time. I've been really pushing and promoting his brand, his style of music. First of all, let's go with DJ Taffy. Tell us about DJ Taffy for our listeners who may not be familiar. May just hear the name, but tell us a little about yourself.
Well, everybody know me, DJ Taffy, the rhythm beast.
Mm-hmm.
Man like Sheldon know me.
Yeah, but we're talking to the people now in Radio Land. Forget about Slim. We're talking to the people
basically,
that may not be familiar with you. You know,
I did the music for a little time now, but I really just start to burst out at this point. I don't do rhythms, I DJing, but more or less the rhythms.
You're focusing on rhythms?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Why? Maybe since I was 16.
16?
Yeah, 27 now.
20, yeah. And we'll touch on some of the rhythms that you have made, which have really made it big time.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, you are involved in music in Dominica. How you see the music scene?
Well, everybody have their type of music.
Mm-hmm.
The music for me is bouillon.
Bouillon.
I strict on pushing bouillon.
Yeah.
Because that is our thing. That is what my craft is,
Mm-hmm.
So I focus on creating the bouillon rhythms with a few artists as well to push the music.
You have also produced several rhythms and collaborations with different artists.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a while. Ridge across the bridge. Ridge Bell.
Talk to me.
You have no idea what my your father and myself were in the same class at the St. Mary's Academy.
Yeah, man, give me the story.
Oh, give the story. Thomas Bell at St. Mary's Academy. He was a science guy like myself. So I would have known you from little boy in Newtown.
Yeah, man.
Sheba, your mother.
Yeah, Sheba, yeah, man.
Of course, I remember you from way back when I still hang out in that particular area. But Ridge, you have been one of the major exponents of the bouillon music. Tell us about Ridge, apart from just people knowing Ridge across the bridge. Name. Tell the listeners who is Ridge and who is Ridge across the bridge.
Well, Ridge is a young guy, has been deeply involved in music from since 14 years. I started making beats, and I also started off playing classical music. So my approach to the music was different compared to other guys. That was just like strictly in the bouillon. But my thing is, if the bouillon had to go places, then we have to really mix it in with other genres of music. So that's why when you listen to my rhythms, you hear a gospel, a good jazz, a good R&B, like a trap. Trying to get as much people aware of the bouyon and get them into the vibes and to spread the love, as we say.
Okay, and you also specialize in bouyon music.
Well, yeah, I specialize in bouyon music, but I wouldn't say that I specialize in bouyon music. I'm just a musician. So what is bouyon? Because before I came into the bouyon heavily, I was in St. Martin and around the world touring, playing reggae, R&B, salsa, compa. So I have a great understanding of the different genres of music, so I could put it into the bouyon music.
And that is very interesting. And I'm not sure if how many, I mean, in terms of our listeners would know that you lived in St. Martin.
Yeah, I lived in St. Martin for a while, yeah, before I came down to Dominica. During
Uh-huh.
COVID, I came down to
But
Dominica.
during COVID, you actually came down to Dominica.
Yeah.
But prior to that, in St. Martin, you actually experimented on several other genres.
Yeah, several other genres. I was a hype musician. It was only 2018 I really started singing, but before that, I was strictly producing and playing keyboards for different bands.
All right. In St. Martin.
Yeah, St. Martin, not St. Martin. I did a tour with Carnival Cruise Lines, did a contract. I also did a tour in the States with different reggae bands, England. So I've been around, man, freelancing.
All right. We say good morning to Julie. Welcome back to Dominica. You have been on a long vacation since Christmas. I miss you. Good morning. We have to share the mic. So you have to get closer to me so I will smell your perfume. Good morning, Julie Roberts.
Good morning, good morning, listeners of Q95.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning to our guests.
Yes.
Good morning.
I think I'm meeting you guys for the first time.
Very first time.
Yes.
So I guess this is Rich across the bridge.
Yes.
And this is DJ Taffy, and you could see Rich, and his T-shirt is one of the guys who have been singing bouyon with him. He actually produces several other guys. One of those, Jolly, who passed away sometime ago.
R.I.P. Jolly.
Yes, rest in peace, Jolly. So we were just talking about Rich, and he lived in St. Martin, where he actually experimented with several other genres before coming to Dominica during COVID, where he actually exploded in bouyon music. So you actually toured and did several things and several other genres. But why bouyon in particular when you reached Dominica?
Well, what happened is, Dominica is bouyon. If you try and dance or rap, a lot of guys try to bust out different genres, and it really worked. Dominica is a bouyon nation. And also, I have family in Guadeloupe, so I was between Guadeloupe and Dominica. And what I used to do in St. Martin, I couldn't do it in Dominica. So I decided, let me just go back in the bouyon. And it just worked from the first song. It was a hit.
Your first song, what was the first song?
The first song was She Want the Rhythm Tonight. She want the rhythm tonight.
She want the rhythm tonight.
Yeah.
And from the time you let this one go, the fans, the bouyon fans in Dominica and globally took to this one.
Yeah, man, that was one. Actually, that one was produced between me and Taffy. Taffy made the rhythm for that one. Yeah. I asked him for it. Don't give me at first, but after he gave it to me and gave me his first big hit.
Okay. So you two actually collaborate.
Yeah, we collaborated on a few songs together, yeah.
On a few songs together. You also produce several other artists, including we just spoke about Jolly, who passed away. He was also one of your close friends and musicians.
Yeah, man. Respect to Jolly.
And you also produced the famous Suki.
Yeah, Suki Brain Brain, yeah.
Suki Brain. And which other artists have you produced besides those two we know of?
Well, starting from beginning, I won't say produce artists, but give artists a chance. We started with Jolly.
But then besides that, let's just tell the listeners you have a studio.
Yeah, I have a studio. I have my studio. It's downstairs of Crazy Coconuts.
Okay.
So we had started with Jolly, then went to Pooders, we had Suki. Also, we had a guy called Nice who came through for us, where with Taffy now. Kenny G's, his last 3 big songs was from our studio as well, And also a lot of the unknown artists, like really Toxic Love, we just reached 1 million views recently. Windy, Dover, The Dolls, some young artists are coming that we have coming on the wings as well.
Julie can come in at any time.
Yes, I know. So besides producing, and we all know of your popular song, all the popular songs you have, so we know you sing also. What else do you do? Do you manage these artists also?
Well, no, we don't really do management. What we really do is more production, because managing is a whole different aspect of it. But we do production and marketing, giving you a fair chance. Because what happened is in Dominica before, the problem that musicians was they never really had a platform to showcase their talent and to really push it out to the world. So that's why I did a partnership with Morsivo. And that was a critical partnership in terms of getting a platform, because that was the only platform at the time that was like entertainment, you know. I think since 2007 they were filming Carnival and they had a name. So we used that brand to start push out the music and push out the artists, and then just exploded. So you know, so big up to Mosio for that.
Okay.
Absolutely. And DJ Taffy, you said you wrote or you created rhythms for several artists. Would you mind telling us some of those artists?
Well, one of the hottest tracks right now, coming from Nice, like you mentioned, which was with him, but now with me, which is Situationship.
Yes.
Situationship. I know Julie would know that one.
Well, I know the life. I don't know the song. I listened to it this morning, and I think it does breathe some level of truth, even if it may be a bit graphic. But you speaking of Nice 767. That's
correct.
the name, because I found it on Apple Music,
Yes.
which is remarkable.
Okay, yes. You tell us, DJ Taffy, you.
So right now, that song basically hitting the waves in the Caribbean right now. Now he's actually traveling up and down throughout the Caribbean. He just come out to Paris to perform a few weeks back. Yeah.
Situationship.
Yeah.
Situationship. And apart from him, which other artists that you have
Well, I have
actually created
Zone-
rhythms for?
Well, I have the group Zone Rouge.
Yes, I know.
Squad G, Tidy, Kwan, Freddie. So just a few of us. I also write my own tracks as well. So I
Okay.
do, so.
So basically, what are you? A producer, a rhythm, a creator?
DJ.
I know you're a DJ. That is part of your skills. I know you're a DJ. But apart from that, you are a creator of rhythms or a producer. So what is your stake? For instance, let's say you created the rhythm for Situationship. What stake do you have in it? Just get paid for a rhythm and that's it.
No, man, it's not just about getting paid for the rhythm, because at the end of the day, even though you sell a rhythm for somebody, the impact that it makes still affects you, because your name's still carrying under the rhythm.
Under the rhythm, yeah.
So basically, I have standard set where I have to listen to the song and approve it before it is, you know, and then basically I split royalties and do stuff with the artist and so on.
Oh, so you do royalties and stuff.
Yeah.
That's good. I heard Truth. I really love the rhythm for Truth.
Thank you.
It's really, really good. You need to listen. I wish. Do you have any of the clean version of the music this morning, DJ?
It's
Slim?
really hard to find right now.
I think they brought it. They came prepared. But I really like Truth. Gratitude, like the rhythm.
I know the rhythm of.
Oh, look at you.
I know the rhythms, you know.
Look at
Julie.
this old man.
No,
and
no, no,
everything
no,
young.
no. Listen. Music is music, and I listen to music, all types of music. I listen to all types of music. I may not favor certain music. I may not play certain music at certain places on the radio, but I listen to all types of music, and that is why I wanted to bring them there to get a feel from them what really give them the energy, the creative juices to produce the music. Because at some point in time, we're going to go into their brand.
Yes.
The brand of music, but I just wanted to get the background first of all. Taffy, I mean, where the juices came from? You just sit down and the vibes come to you, or you get an idea, or you in sleep, it just come.
That's all which one?
No, you're various the rhythms you create. Or
Everything.
people come with an idea, or you just feel something, or you see something. Or
For me, a
happens.
rhythm can come at any time.
At any time.
At any time. That times I wake up like after 4 in the morning just to go on my computer because I get the idea.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I might just come out of the road and something just go in my brain. Straight to my computer when I go. Because I don't want to lose that idea. You know? So
I know Rich said that he started doing Booyah when he came back. But do you have any local mentors or influences in the Booyah world? Why you actually embarked?
Well, yeah, actually, I worked with most of the guys in Boyan music, from Nai, from WCK, Roy from First Serenade. I also played the different bands as well. And me raising up, I came from an era where Serenade and CK were going head to head. So my influence compared to the other younger generation is different, because back then I had a lot of music. So that's why when you listen to my music, you hear the changes, your melody, stuff like that, because I came from that influence. So big up to, First Serenade, WCK, that's influence. And then when I started to travel, what really made me go into playing keyboard and singing was a guy called Corey Henry. He's a guy from the States, very talented musician, and he used to solo and sing. And I said, let me try and bring that kind of vibes into the Booyah. And also watching my like Sweet Mickey, you have his keyboard and he's singing. So that kind of influenced my journey and my direction I wanted to go with my music.
Okay, what about Taffy?
Well, to be honest with you, I was staying like 2 houses away from the basement of Triple K, and like every time they was practicing, I was
The original bassman or
Brushed.
Brusher? Or
Yeah,
Brusher.
Brushed. So
Because I know thing Cafe also used to
Yes,
stay in
yes.
Fokole also.
But basically, when they used to be practicing, I used to hear them because
Yeah.
like 2 blocks away. So
Yeah.
I used to go on my porch and always dig the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically, I don't gonna lie, I was terrible. I was
Troublesome.
troublesome. So basically, my behavior that got me into music, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That troublesomeness was also an inquisitive. You also inquisitive, wanted to know, wanted to find out, wanted to experiment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you can easily say Triple K was one of your mentors in terms of your
basically,
yeah.
yes.
So you kind of pattern a lot of your stuff on Triple K.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see how your vision Kendall in comparison to let's say Cornell.
Well, they both have their style.
Yeah.
That's the most I can say. But 2 of them are very talented, and I can look up to any one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you favor for the kind of more Kendall style.
I wouldn't say favor, because I into all type of music,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But again, this different styles, so I will listen to things Kendrick, and I will also listen to things Kendrick. It might be easier for me to do something Kendrick because it have more of a juice,
Of a youthful vibe.
a youthful vibe. So that's it. That's the term there. So, but
Okay, your focus, both of you guys, is the young people. I can say that categorically, Rich?
Well, not really here because I have like some real older fans that reach out to me and appreciate, especially when it comes to like the Jinping and the mix of the Jinping with the modern vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like remember when I praised, remember that same one, Dominicani.
Yes.
Yeah, that woman.
That was a big hit.
Yeah, that was big. You know, people like Alex Bodden reach out to me and say, "Rich, I like that so much," and you know,
Yeah.
I try and keep everybody happy, but to be think about the business part is usually the younger generation going on. So I can say I make music for the growing up people, but I still off and on give something for the older generation to enjoy as well.
What about you, Taffy? Your focus is the younger generation?
to me, anything that comes my way, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
If okay, let's say for instance, you ask me to do a project for you, I'm going to take on the challenge.
Yeah.
But if I have to sit down and basically say, okay, I have a couple artists that I want to do something, I got to make something in their liking, which is a younger vibe, a younger energy, basically.
That's what you do for a living, a professional musician.
That's correct.
That's how you surviving? How are you
I'm
surviving? You are
I'm not rich,
surviving.
but I'm feeling comfortable.
Okay, what about you, Rich? Has it been profitable? Has it been working in terms of the dividends? Your music has been actually paying you?
Yeah. Actually, during the COVID, music was paying me, you know, royalties and streams and stuff like that. And you know, when you understand the business, it's not really hard to survive from the music. You know, it's just that you have to put in the effort. Like some guys, they take the music like a hobby and part time. But if you put in the effort, like you work myself at 8 to 5, most times the music will give you what you deserve.
Okay, let's go into
Okay.
the brand,
Yes.
which is possibly the young people really favor those days. Are you part of the nasty business movement, or you say you do some nasty business and other stuff?
Well, to be honest, the nasty business movement started first, you know.
Yes.
Before there's nasty songs before, you know, from Triple K and stuff like that. But the whole nasty movement started when it was me, Jolly, and then Suki. So when I did nasty business rhythm and Kenji came on board. That whole vice nasty business steady.
So you can say you are the creator of the nasty business movement.
Yeah, man, probably said as I started business, you know.
But how did you arrive to that bold point? Because that's definitely a question I have here.
Well, what happened is now we were creating music, you know, and stuff like that. And we always think that we always have like the dancing part and whatever, but you know, life has different aspects of life, you know. It have the gospel side, it have whatever, the nasty business side, what created all of us there. It's part of it too, you know. So I don't know why we should shy away from it. You know, it's life we live in. Everything we talk about is life we live in, and the reason why it resonates with everyone because it's true stories, you know. It's true stories. And we decided, you know what, we're just gonna be bold, do something different and push it out. Because when it comes to pushing out Booyah music, Booyah has been around for a while, but the kind of attention Booyah getting now, we really need to do something to give it that shock factor to get your attention. And then after that, you know, we could go into other stuff. But that was the main aspect for going to the nasty business.
And yeah, go ahead, Julie.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so if you said that good publicity good or bad publicity is publicity, right?
Mhm.
But do you think that the recent global popularity of your produced music and those that you sing has a direct impact on the awareness of this genre, bouillon music?
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Because you watch it before, especially when Suki came on board with that song. I mean, all Caribbean islands back to back. That was the song playing. That was the song playing. Carnival in Caribbean, Carnival in States, Carnival in England. So so yeah, I think it played its part and it brought more awareness to Bouya.
Yeah. I was telling Wadex when he told me you guys were coming on that here my
Go closer to the mic, Julie.
here my in a little club in Canada a few weeks ago, and Suki came on, and you could see in the room, you could tell who was from the Caribbean, and because everybody just started jumping up, and then you saw
From the
white,
Caribbean, yeah.
the blacks, and then you could see in the white people like they're trying to grasp the lyrics, or those that who would not have been familiar with such, I want to say, graphic music. But right after the Suki own finish, the DJ pulled up this new guy, what's his name? Kenny G. And then everybody was, you could see the appreciation, and people want to know what kind of music is that. But at the same time, the lyrics really caught everybody in the room's attention. So imagine we're in a club where people just dance and just go to the music, but this time people actually stop to not just appreciate, but they really had a thought process going on as to what's really being said. So how do you feel about the fact that not only did you get Bouya out there globally, we're talking about Canada here, but also people are actually trying to figure out.
So how would I feel about that?
Yeah, it's good and bad. Maybe I don't know.
Well. I want to stop. I want to correct something. When you say globally, what you mean?
Well, I mean,
globally is Africa, is Asia, is America.
Okay, internationally
is Europe. I am not trying to criticize. I just want to correct, because I just want the correct interpretation. Okay. And that is why I'm just asking, because when you say globally, if you don't touch Africa, you don't global yet. I mean, if you don't touch Asia, it's not global yet. So then I'm not saying the music doesn't have the potential, but when you say something as categorically as that, I just want the explanation.
Okay.
Basically, I am a little concerned, in particular for, let's say, the younger generation.
Let the man answer the question, and then you can.
No, but then you ask him about the music.
Yeah. I was asking how you feel about the fact that it is now. Let's change from global to international, and the way that it can.
I still cannot say international.
Well, I'm hearing it in Canada. I'm not hearing it in.
So it doesn't mean if you hear some in Canada, it's international.
So, no, but we have local.
So that is why no.
Okay, so what is in terms of international? What is international for you?
Listen, international is the ability to crossover from the various regions. Playing a song in I've heard WCK played in the same places you guys talking about, and you're saying that Bouillon didn't reach this, and that's why I didn't want to get into an argument, Julie. That is not. I didn't bring these guys here for me to have an argument with them. I wanted to hear from them their side of the story. But then at the same time, I want everything to be, on a level playing field. I cannot allow you to say international or global when I know there are certain parts. And I'm also aware that same Bouillon music from WCK and Tricky hit the same areas they're talking about. And then I cannot stay there and hear them say, well, it going further than where WCK brought it, when I know how far WCK and Serenade brought it. So I have to correct it, because I in music now for 40 years. Now, I'm not saying their music don't have the potential to do so, because we are in a different times where when WCK playing, we didn't have the advent of social media. We just had the disc and as a matter of fact, records. It started with records and cassettes. So that's a different era. So then for the music to move then, it would have taken more than now, which everything is on social media. And the platforms are more available now. People are more knowledgeable about the various platforms. So when we talk about international, I want to be able to know how it crosses over. For instance, I can say Afrobeat is international because I saw Afrobeat played at the BET Awards. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. And that is where I'm talking about. But if I hear Nasty Business playing in a club in Canada, I can say it's international. And I just want to understand that. If I hear the same Nasty Business playing in a big festival where millions of people are watching and viewing live, like the kind of coverage the BET Awards get, then I can start to think differently. And I hope you understand what I mean. And I'm not trying to bring down your brand. I just wanted to, and I don't bring you there to bring down your brand. I brought you there to explain to people who may have a difference of opinion, to explain to them your type of music and why you play it. So that I don't want to get involved in an argument about it. I just want to correct.
Well, that's where you come from, Alex, but certain points I tend to disagree because you go like BET Awards. A lot of them award shows, if you really look at it, they kind of like, what I say, like to say, I have a word what I'm looking for, Yeah, it's kind of premeditated because they only put who they want because Afrobeat has been big a long time. You didn't BET Awards to say Afro to
No.
big, you know?
What I'm saying,
So
since,
I know.
Hold on a second. Since the BET Awards, we saw the demand for what is the guy that was here, Dominica?
Burna Boy.
Globally. Since, because that is what the BET Awards would do for you because of the viewership. And we're talking about BET is a network where it is being viewed globally. And that is the way I'm referring to, a global network compared to a jam in a club. BET is a global network being viewed all over the world. So when you get there, regardless to how you get there, the dividends were seen where these guys, the man was playing almost every other day. And we saw it, including Dominica, from Tobago to Curacao to Dominica. And that's what I'm referring to. The reach, the image, the brand, the network outreach. And that is where I regard international. And I don't look at about if it's reaching a club somewhere. I'm not telling you it is not good, but I cannot brand it international if it's in a club.
Yeah.
Because if you reach in a network carrying, for instance, Super Bowl,
the
most viewed sporting event, Gramax played there. I hope you understand that I'm wrong. So Gramax reached international because over 100 million people viewed Super Bowl. So then that is a record. Compared to, let us suppose, Gramax play in a club in somewhere in Europe. I cannot call them international after that. And that's how I gauge what I'm talking about. So I just don't want us to go wrong. That is my thinking of where you're crossing, where you have the ability to reach, to influence, and we can now see what is happening. Because all what is going on now, which is that's why I'm asking you, some of the same artists, they did and went to the same places and didn't make a living out of it. So that's why I'm asking all you, because I want to know how beneficial it has been for all you.
Okay.
And then we can get down into, because it is very important for me to understand, we have some young people growing up, and how are we going to manage your music with them, with the content? Because at the end of the day, I think your music is more adult oriented. I think there's a time and place for everything. And I think your music with the content is more adult oriented. Now, quite a bit of your fans, you said earlier, are the young people. How then are we going to, let's say, the 12 and under, 13 and under adolescents? How are we going to create music for them to consume? We have a call? Okay, good morning to your Creole Heartbeat. Can we interact with the public?
Yeah.
Okay, good morning, Creole Heartbeat for Ridge and DJ Taffy. Hello, good morning.
Hey, good afternoon, White. Hey, good morning, White. How you doing?
Not too bad, I'm fine.
I tend to disagree with you. The music is digitalized now, as the music is globally now. I mean, people are listening to every sort of music. The access is different now, so it is global. If you look at social media, their songs are being played on every other continent, basically. So that's my contribution.
Okay, yeah, like I said, it's your opinion, but
okay. Well, I'm stepping up for a little while.
Yeah,
so boom. No matter tell that now. No, you might not be aware of statistics, but I'm a man into technology, and I very carefully travel and study where traffic coming from with Google Analytics and YouTube Analytics. And what he said, BET is a global network, but what more global than YouTube? What more global than Facebook? Right now, it's a different time now, talking about Gramax, but I can show you for sure statistics. We're getting 20,000 views in Ivory Coast, 50,000 views in London, 100,000 for the million streams. And if you look at it now, the impact we have in, just as the big artists, bigger, let's say last time they had some show in The Village in St. Martin, was a rapper on BET. hot rapper. And me and Suki was playing in Soggy Dollar, and we sold out the show, and his show flopped. So anything about global impact in Caribbean? No. Let me talk. So when you talk about global, when in France do a show for Paris, Junior Creole Festival into France, 5,000 people come out to see us in France. England, 3,000 people. So I had this successful show that where we go, we pull our cry and have an impact. So even if you might say it might not be as big as you want it to be, but the global, the international impact is there, because anywhere we go now, I can guarantee you for sure that the show will sell out.
Like I said, everybody have their tastes. And obviously,
when you want to talk about taste, you were talking about the international. If you go international,
no, we were referring, and that is why I didn't want to get into the argument. That is why I did not want to get into any argument. I brought you guys here to hear from you guys, so we can have a discussion and not argue.
No,
because because you think about it, we have difference in opinion. Because you talking about one area and I referring to an area where I know what I'm referring to, and you say you know what you're referring to, so then we're going to end up where we have difference of opinion and we're not going to agree with each other.
No, it's a an experience,
because we look at things on a different level. And that is why I wanted to, and I feel to me it is more important that your music, how you relate your music to your home country and the adolescents in your home country. You know, how you relate. To me, that is much more important than even anything else. You know, you have young people growing up, because at some point in time, they may be musicians, they may be lovers of your music, they may be influenced by your music, and how are we going to create the balance with them being lovers of your music with the content presently and the influence it may have on them with the sexual connotations.
Okay, so that doesn't mean question you want to ask.
No, we have an hour. But then I wanted to come to that, but I wanted to build a foundation. Because if I have a concern as a citizen, as an adult, as a man of children, I would want to know, how are you going to respond?
Yeah.
Because you are the creators of the music.
Yeah, I can respond. You want to talk about it now?
Of course, that's the reason why I asked.
Okay, good. Well, in all types of music, there's all explicit and clean versions. And for my part, for sure, every single song I ever created has an explicit version and a clean version. Now, there are other explicit songs in every genre of music. And it's up to the adults that play the music in publicly to know when you can play music and when you can play certain music, because the clean version is available. So now, when it comes to that being played publicly, you can't really blame me or blame the artist for they playing that music. There's a clean version. You as a big man, so Wadix, you're in a public place, as school children there, play the clean version of the song. But when you're in nighttime, if you're a woman in bed, you're trying to make a girl amu, you can play the explicit version to set the mood. Now, second being that, we done on social media, on YouTube, Facebook, I've done some statistics on what people, especially young people, listen to in Dominica. And they listen to far worse explicit music than what we creating, because we're not talking about stealing, we're not talking about raping, we're not talking about gangster violence. And nasty business is a thing that me and you do. Sex is a normal thing. And when it comes to sexual education in schools, if you can talk about sexual education, why you can hear a song about that is you as a person to know that is for people music and that is for younger people.
Okay, we have a caller for Ridge and Taffy. Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat.
Yes, Wadix, I'm listening. Big up to Mr. Ridge, across the bridge, and his boy in the studio with you and the young lady at the
DJ Taffy.
DJ Taffy. Yes, because I listen to my boy Slim all the time, and Slim to put on some heavy booyah. But fellas, let me explain something what's taking place, and I'm siding with Wadix. And when the older heads give advice, they don't criticize you to put you down. They criticize you to uplift you. What it is saying that the music hasn't gone global in the sense that when you play in St. Martin or you go and you play for West Indian, you see, because your selection is only limited to your region. What it is saying, if you get in Canada, like the young lady mentioned, we export it individually to Canada. And what happens is, it's only a Caribbean market that enjoyed it. Like she said, the white folks were trying to pick up on it and hear what it is and try to understand. So it's not fully global. Yes, it's on the international market because West Indians took it up there, but it's not playing on regular radio like any given time in the day. I could turn on and I hear Burna Boy up here in the States, in the hinterlands, and you could hear that playing on all them urban markets. So it's not a criticism, and what it is right to the point that it still has a big market to it. Because I've heard a bouillon from Sweden, Sweden bouillon, that was created in bouillon. And it was kind of technical, and that is where I want to go with it, guys. Because especially read, I know sometimes you have some kind of experimental thing going, and I love it. The rhythm, nice. But sometimes we have to break the momentum, and I also pick up where you say you have classical things in there because I start to hear strings in there. So when a person listens closely, they will hear the influences. But I would like to hear different tempo, a little arrangement, different vibes where you have more musical dexterity in there. You feel like you do a solo, whatever, a break or the tempo. Because sometimes it come like everything is about the same tempo. But yet still, I love it because I'll give you one perfect one. I have an example because there are lots more because I listen to Slim all the time. Wicked DJ. I love girls like Michaela. When that thing played, it has a keyboard fit in there. It's like it's a real nice mix, nice groove. So that's all I'm saying. And lyrically, it's fine if you do your nasty business, but that has to be a certain crowd, certain market. Because you are very influential. When you are a musician and you out there play for many, many people, you influence them in either way. You almost could always direct which way you want your crowd to go. But you have a power, my brother, and a responsibility to put a positive message and do your thing. Respect what you do, but I'm listening. What if? Great show. I enjoyed it. You having the young people in the studio. Give them a voice, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man, we have to mix it up because they do their craft and they making the waves, and we just want to get from them a sense of their responsibility to what they do. We have another caller, Slim. Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat.
Good morning, Wadi.
Good morning.
Wadi, we're celebrating Mother's Day this weekend. I'm asking one question.
Yes.
Does these young men bring this music to their mother's home?
Well, they are here. They can answer. The caller wants to know if you bring your music to your mother's home. Taffy, I know you can start off and then reach.
Well, basically, I'm not living with my mom. Second, again, every music has its time and place. So I wouldn't go about playing that loud in my mother's house to feel disrespectful to her. But again, everybody listen to what they want to listen to. So if you don't like macaroni and cheese, you're not going to eat macaroni and cheese. So if you don't like nasty business music, just don't listen to it. Simple as that.
Okay, what about you, Rich?
Okay, well, to answer that question, the music I create is not only nasty business. We had the nasty business and we had other sides too, you know. So there's certain.
But I think she actually referring to the nasty business.
Yeah, I know,
if you would bring it home to you.
But nasty business, honestly, my mother support what I do in full, you know, and she know what I doing is for the crowd of people, and I wouldn't play it during the day, you know. And even my son know my music too, but he know that type of music is for adults, and he listen to the clean version if you wrong me, you know. Yeah, so.
Okay, caller, you satisfied with the caller's gone.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you wanted to say something, Julie, earlier?
It's okay.
Okay. Well, that's to talk to the guy that called before the last caller. He said, "Well, the music not global yet." I agree, the music not global yet, you know, but we cannot deny that there's an impact because now.
No, we haven't said there's an impact.
I know, I understand, but why don't show you example? Because nobody do more experience in the Boyo than me right now in terms of mixing the different genres. The experiments.
Okay, all right.
So now, if you know, like my last song, Chinese Wine, you know, one of the top singers from China, she reached out to me to sing a verse on the Boyo. There's a Chinese verse on the Boyo. It's a Chinese woman singing that verse, a real Asian woman. And recently,
from Asia,
from Asia, from China, mainland China.
Not a Dominican.
Mainland China.
All right. Okay.
She can speak English.
Okay.
Chinese. I used my sister to translate. And then about 4 weeks ago, I did my own show in St. Martin, my first show. Me, paid for everything, bring my artists, everything. And when I watch the crowd, and I have the videos to show you too, half of the crowd white, half of the crowd Caribbean people, Russians, Chinese, Venezuelans, people from England, and you can see that there's a mix people coming together to enjoy the music. Some people say like, yo, it's only no, it has some people that into it, but everything is a niche. Does have some people that like country western music, some people like bouyon music, you know. So I can say for a fact what I know for a fact.
Yeah, and that's the point I was trying to make earlier, and also to go on with something the guy said. When I said internationally, I didn't mean like we know there's a difference between international and global, but from the moment, one of the basic things we can use to think of local, regional, international, we think of news. If we're speaking of something happening in Dominica, we speak of local, regional, anywhere within the Caribbean, international, as long as it's out of the Caribbean region. And I understand that the music may have been transferred from a West Indian to get to international.
That's correct.
However, when it's there, you never know who will be there. Like you say, it could be an Asian person at that club, you know, and that is the reach I'm talking about. I'm not speaking about the fact that it's at every corner of the globe. It's not about the fact that it's in every country. But I was asking, now that the music has gotten there, I saw a video even recently, that's why I wanted to go with it, where a young man was singing music from every country, and he sang a Dominican, which is our boy there,
Rio.
Rio, you know, and the fact that I saw in the comments, he said, I want to go to Dominica for Carnival. So now, Booyah, I'm not saying it's based on just your music, but now, based on how bold the newer generation has been with Booyah, I'm not saying that WCK and all these people didn't do that. We know we need to give them their flowers, their legends. They have pushed it, and we're now in a different time where social media and everything is there to push us, even accelerate the thing. But how do you feel now to see Bouillon music is going everywhere? A man from where is he from? Sweden or somewhere actually wants to come to Dominica Carnival for Bouillon because the music is going there. So as an ambassador for Bouillon now, for our day, how do you feel about that and what strides are you making?
I see we moved from that long time, but if they want to answer again, they can answer again. No. Rich?
What I can say is, yeah, we didn't get the answer last time, but what I can say is a good feeling because it's about time Dominica be on the map because a lot of genres of music come from Dominica. So if the Cardas, what is can talk about that part. But Dominica has always been a creative country, you know, and I find they have never really gotten the recognition they deserve for the creative effort they have put into the music and the arts. And it's a good feeling now that that we elevating and hopefully we can really make the full money from it. Because what has been lacking in the past, and what I can talk about that too, the guys have been doing the music business right. I'm not sure about for Gramax and other call it, but I know for like people like CK and Chipuke, when it comes to like the royalties and the distribution, it's only recently guys start putting things into place. Distribution and CD baby DistroKid and stuff like that. And the music business is very important to get paid for your music when you're not performing live.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very critically is the adults, because when you make dance music, what do you refer to your music as? Dance music, right? Dance or show music.
Yeah,
that is your brand. Is it? Am I right, Taffy?
That's correct. Yeah.
Dance show music. What about the adults part of it? And you mentioned earlier that you create not niche, but you create clean versions. But then one of the issues I've had is the raw version always comes out first. That is one of the issues I have had. Now, by the time the clean version comes out, the raw version has already dominated the perimeter of your listenership or the people that actually listen to your music. So by the time you try to clean it, they already know what is it saying. I'm not sure how we're going to respond to that because I'm also following the music and following what's going on. I normally hear the raw first, and then after I hear the clean. So then the raw has already dominated. So you're hearing the graphic, whatever it is in the song first. So whether you try to clean it after in people's mind, which was what happened in Carnival. In Carnival, the raw was already dominating, and then for the road, we tried to clean it. But the people were saying the raw, mainly because the raw was out already dominated.
I tend to disagree with that.
Okay.
The real reason is people like Nasty Business, they rather the raw version. They can show you for sure on my YouTube channel. When I released that first tune with Taffy 4 years ago, the clean version, 23,000 views. The raw version, over 300,000 views. So people tend to gravitate more to the raw version.
No, but when were they released?
At the same time.
Okay.
at the same time.
Because I never heard that clean version in Dominic. I only heard the raw version.
Because you like the raw version.
No. I'm talking about no. Listen. I go to events, bro. I go to events. I follow events. I'm a promoter. I find out what's going on. Okay, and you would hardly hear any clean version at any dance. Okay,
that's not just for Bohemian music. That's the thing.
No, but I'm just trying to tell you, when a song is out, you always hear the raw version in I mean, that is what first of all, why don't I hear the clean version on the radio then?
But yeah, for sure.
Before.
Yeah.
I don't know about before. Slim, you can maybe comment. I don't know about
Before when?
Slim, no, for sure. Every time I say my version, I always say my clean version first.
I understand what Alex is saying.
Because you see, my issue with it, for instance, and I witness it because I covered Carnival and I've been covering Carnival. By the time there are children on the road, I mean, everybody comes to look at and view at Carnival. Quite a bit of young children on the road, and the so-called clean version is playing. But everybody is singing the raw version to the same clean version, which means that the clean version is dominating, and then we don't worry about the young children that comes to actually look at Carnival. Which means one of the things I have an issue with is the responsibility. Who is responsible when these young people are now super sexually active because of what goes on around them? Because we know when people leave what they learn. People leave what they learn, right? This is evident all over. No barman will, and we know it. No barman load on his music. No time for no children during Carnival. I saw it. So all you pass in all bars, there was it. All children, parents, whoever, there was it. Who is responsible?
Okay, well, who is responsible is the adults and the guys playing the music, and I think the job should be
not the creators.
No, we have to sensitize because that. Let me say something, Wadix.
Yeah. No, that's why we
I
talking.
know. We're talking. Let me ask a question now. I can be really few. Let's say you're a bar. You have a bar in Newtown. You're selling rum. No, you decide, you know what? I can stop selling rum. You're most popular, but I can stop selling rum, only selling soft drink. What's going to happen to your business?
To cool it.
No, we in a business, it's a music business. And we're looking to make a living from the music and also give the people what they want.
Yeah, but let me
I know, but if people don't want it, they wouldn't be buying it. And just how you saying about nasty music, how people
No. I am what I'm trying to do is to show you the other side. There is the side where people enjoy and gravitate towards it. But then there's also the side where somebody needs to be responsible of the young children that will be consuming it. And because they love Rage and they love Kenny G, they will consume it. Now, it will influence them at some point in time because of what the lyrical content is. Who is responsible for they consuming it?
Yeah, but
because listen, if it was never made, they wouldn't have to listen to it. Or if it was just a clean version, they wouldn't have to listen to it. No, because remember, we have young people, teenagers, but we're also responsible for the same children we make.
Yeah, but what if I can flip it wrong? Who's responsible for children drinking rum?
Yes, but
I know, but answer, who's responsible for drinking rum?
Yes, but at the end of the day,
if rum was never created, never
no, but
rum.
Let us forget about
it's made for adults.
So I can say no. So I can, if it's Jay you want to go. Well, I want to make that point before we take the call. If it's Jay you want to go, then I can say, well, everybody can take Coke.
Who's responsible for people taking Coke?
No, that's what I'm saying.
I know, but
if Coke is not good, it's good, it's not good, regardless to who take it.
Yeah, but
but I'm trying to show you, bro. Somebody needs to take responsibility for the children. I cannot. You cannot tell me.
But you have to watch a different pass. I want to talk.
No, but I want to show you the other side.
We're talking about stuff that's socially accepted. Rum is socially accepted.
Yes, but regardless to whether rum is socially accepted.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, let me be responsible. Let me be responsible.
The music, no. Is more abundant for children to consume than rum.
That's not true.
My brother.
I just want to read some of the Facebook comments as soon as we can. I just want to read some of the Facebook comments as soon as we can. I don't want us to argue. Some of these artists don't realize their lyrics are only for specific crowds and they can't thrive globally because it's too localized. Can't blow up globally to bring in good and sustainable income. Look at how nasty dancehall is simmering down. The Booyah Temple can definitely blow up globally, but with some of the nasty lyrics attached now, it's causing a shadow over the actual rhythm and stunting its growth, someone said. Let me see if I can take one more Wadix before we continue.
Yeah, because I want to go in that
Wadix,
direction.
make your band and play music for children.
Fine. Yes, because one of the things that we fail to understand, right? And Dominica has that serious problem where we fail to take responsibility. Everyone. We're always looking for excuses as to who should take the blame.
Mm-hmm.
And none of us wants to take the responsibility.
No, I'll take responsibility.
The children have their ABC and their what to want to learn. Make them want to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
And go to school. I want to make music for them. Go to school and learn and go students companion and get your civics science and people now.
No, that's the next comment.
That is what they should do. Now, what I'm trying to do is to put the balance, guys. Yeah. And I'm not criticizing all you. I'm just showing all you that with every action there are reactions.
Mm-hmm.
With every medication there are side effects. And I'm just showing all you the side effect and a direct side effect, because we look at children as the people that are going to become you in the next 5-10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have a responsibility to them. We know, and you guys know, and the music you play, you have a responsibility to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I was trying to explain to you what happens, who takes responsibility.
Okay.
And then because we're almost running out of time, it is very, have a call? Let's take the call first because I want to.
No problem.
Okay, it's very sorry. Okay. We have one. Okay, good morning, caller Creole Heartbeat.
Good morning. Yeah, good point, brother man. I'm telling you that when Siki had come in, brother man, you never hear any kind of vulgarism, kind of attitude and towards the music. It was highly respected. Then you hear children singing, children, I call you, and all them kind of thing. They're singing, good stuff. You know what I mean? Educational and what have you. Now that same beat them man using for the band. They can use that same beat and say something good. Than having them kind of thing and them children off. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you have to respect them children. You don't know. Yeah. All right.
But what I'm really saying, guys, there's a time and place for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think your music, it should be in a controlled environment. You see, like pornography.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a controlled environment. It's not just all over the place. It's for adults because
even though it's for adults, children still have access to it.
Regardless, but it's not all over the place. They will go on the internet because of whatever, but it's not all over the place. So at least, remember, like I keep trying to make all you understand, there are side effects. And the side effects are, we have a response, all of us, every single one of us have a responsibility to our children and our grandchildren. And 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, that is where I am concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not concerned presently, but I'm concerned now as to what effect the present environment may create out of the children from what they have been hearing. And then I want to also comment on a similar genre, a Caribbean genre, which is dancehall, which was spoken about by the Prime Minister of Jamaica some time ago, as to the tarnishing of the country. As a matter of fact, he actually called for cleaner lyrics because he feels that a product from an island, he as the Prime Minister wants to always, because there's a thing called product development and standards. So if whatever comes out from Jamaica, he wants a particular standard on it. And the standard of the questionable dancehall with the explicit lyrics, there were questions about the product development. And that is after how many years of the nasty dancehall? You understand? We have another caller? Good morning to you, Creole Heartbeat.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning.
Man, Kenny G on the line there.
Hey, Kenny G, what's up?
I good. Alex, just one thing I'm just saying on your program.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everywhere I go, so far, all I got to perform, I don't see not one child in none of those events in Dominica, looking like alone people have control of their children. Every rag and perform Alex. You cannot see children in that. Although you have no sign saying children not allowed. They tell me you have to be 18 years old or older. They just know they cannot go to those events. In Dominica, all events you go is children, 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 children.
So let me just ask you one question. In terms of, let's say, like carnival, when it is the carnival season and the bands are playing on the road and children are out with their parents and so on and listening to every music, all kind of music that's played on the road. What do you think of that?
Let me tell you what I was on every truck it had for carnival, this carnival in Dominica. And not one person can say they hear me sing this song around any one of the trucks. I mute it.
True that.
I mute it. Even at St. Martin, I performed at that big show. Back on Sunday, the promoter did tell me to mute it. Everywhere I go, I mute it. According to where I play in, the promoters and them tell me I can sing it all I want. But at certain events, they tell me to mute it.
Okay, has your brand of music been very beneficial to you in terms of financial returns?
Of course, yes, Alex. Alex, every weekend I out. Next weekend again I out. June coming, out. July, out. August, out.
That's a new song, man.
That's an out again.
I'm gonna make a song. That's how I make my song. It's my lyrics. I don't know lyrics.
Let me ask you now, in terms of the responsibility of the children. Do children listen to your song? Do you have children that fans are the children? And we're not talking about the teenagers now. We're talking about, like, let's say the 12, 13 and under, the primary schoolers.
Yeah, but I never support bus drivers playing the music for children. I never support that.
All right, okay. But you don't think your music should be played in buses?
They shouldn't open bus without music right now. It's nothing.
I know.
You can come in the nicest bus, set it up pretty and nice, everything. And you don't have music in it. Children don't have that thing, people don't have that.
But you would suggest to bus drivers when they have children on board to refrain from playing your music.
They should not play that. I never support that playing anywhere or playing on buses with children on it. I never support that.
Your music is for adults.
I always say that.
You know,
if people are going and play it, I always say that. I always say to my music is not for Dominica. If people are going and play it. When I make my music, I don't think of Dominica. I'm thinking of the outside, because if you watch, all I go, people embracing me. Dominica people fighting us. But everywhere I go is love.
Okay,
look. I meet all kind of people.
Julie wanted to ask you a question, Kenny G, before you leave.
Okay.
Go ahead, Julie.
I didn't want to. I was just thank you, Kenny G, for your contribution. It's okay.
Okay, all right. She refrained, but take care because we have to wind up because it's almost a couple of minutes. Take it easy. That was Kenny G, one of the major exponents, and both of you have worked with Kenny G, right?
Yeah.
Guys, as we because I want you to comment on the quickly on the stance of the administrator, the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Do you feel that will become a time in Dominica, in terms of responsibility for, let's say, the young people?
Well, I mean, as a leader, he'll always say that, you have to try and keep the balance as a leader of a country. What I can say is there's already a balance on my side. We have the nasty songs, I have clean songs, I have positive songs. So as you see, one of my favorite songs is the gospel song you have.
Which I like it. I like it. I think you should make more.
Yes, to make more. But when you think about it, those songs not bringing any more.
Don't worry about that. A lot of people enjoying that, man. I cannot play that song once, which means a lot of people love it.
Yeah, they love it.
And then my point is sometimes an album used to be made before, because we don't really make albums.
Well, we do.
Well, I'm talking about, I know you, but then fellas more make singles. You know what I mean?
I have an album
coming out.
Also, yes.
Okay, well, talk about it quickly. Tell us about it quickly about your album coming out.
I don't have much to talk about the album. Just that I have an album
working
right
on.
Now, possibly coming out in August or September.
With a lot of locals.
Yes.
And also foreign.
You have an album coming out too?
Yeah, as well. We have a Suki, Respect Rich and Suki. Suki album coming up. We'll be dropping this month.
What are you to Suki's manager or
no, I'm Suki producer.
Producer.
Suki has a manager. He's more man and it's lady in New Jersey managing his business.
Managing.
Yeah.
He has been misbehaving recently.
He's misbehaving. Like you realize on my past tours, I've not been reading him. I think settle down. You have to get yourself, go to rehab. Give me positive aspect, but big up my boy Suki one time, because my main thing with Suki was to give him a different source of income than going and do whatever and going in, you know.
Right.
And that's my main thing. And then, you know, one step at a time, you know, addiction is.
Have you on your management team? Final question, because we have to go for the news major. Been working on at least getting him in rehab or?
Well, the option is always there, but the rehab people say that for someone to go rehab, they have to want to go. You cannot force them to go, you know. And that's the final point, you know, on the nasty business. I think I can take responsibility on my part for certain music, yes, but it's the responsibility of the adults to know to train your children and raise up on the right way to know that don't listen to this, don't drink rum, don't do coke, stay in school, and yes, that's what I have to say.
And DJ Taffy in closing.
Yeah, the most I can say the parents need to just have a control over the trend, because it's the same way they have to try and control the trend for drinking alcohol or smoking marijuana or any other thing that they're not supposed to be doing. So the parents have to take more control of the trend.
And I do agree that the creators have a big part to play, because they're the ones actually bringing this into our mind space and everything. However, we always talk about how the world used to be a community-based, you know, everybody take responsibility. And I just think that we all need to take responsibility. DJs need to take responsibility, parents, teachers, bars, everywhere, and not just think, okay, this is what they're gravitating towards, this is what we do. So
thank you guys for coming, and I really want to thank DJ Slim for actually allowing us the opportunity to give you young guys the opportunity to actually tell the world, and in particular QFM listeners, about your craft, about your music. Thanks guys for coming, and thank you DJ Slim. The news major comes up next on behalf of Julie Mango, Prince Wadex, until next week Friday. She will be in the house because it's a very special day for me. God bless you and God bless Dominica.